Everyone, welcome to the Music to My Ears podcast, episode 3. Today we have two special guests in the studio, rising artists from the south side of Chicago. Everyone, please welcome my guest at this time, Montypsychs and my boy Heff Banks. What's up, my boy?
What's good, bro? What's good?
Good. How's your day going? How's everything been today? Thank you for coming through.
You out here far, man. It's a little journey to the south side. I'm not gonna lie, but we here.
That's all that matters, bro. That's all that matters. Heff, welcome. I appreciate you for tagging along with Monty. So this is kind of like a 2-for-1 special, and I'm excited to get to know more about you, your music too, and you both obviously have a really good, cool style. Monty, you always been doing your thing, bro, for, like I said, the last decade.
Much appreciated.
And Heff, I'm really grateful that I get a chance to grow with your music and grow with you as an artist moving forward.
Sure,
so let the people know like what side of the city y'all repping, and just give us some more background information about you guys, and talk your shit to the people.
Heard. So I'm from the south side, you feel me, and the background come from multiple different roots.
Nice.
I'm gonna save that there, so we gonna get some topics about that later. More
Okay.
Shit, I'm from the east side.
Nice.
So my family is from the west side, so I kind of like played both.
Nice.
Mainly the east side though, for sure.
Nice. Okay. So we got some south side natives in the house. I'm from over east too as well. So it's really dope to have that connection with you guys too. So definitely we're just gonna get right into it, and we're gonna tap into the music. Monty, I've been knowing you for over a decade, which is crazy just to see the evolution of the time from high school music scene to 2024 now, and just how everything has changed. Give us like a little bit background of what inspired like you to first start doing music in the city, and then just your journey from then to now.
Alright, so what first inspired me was honestly listening to Through the Wire by Kanye back in 2003. And like just I remember them playing it on the radio when it first came out, and just like that feeling that it gave, that vibe. From there, it started off with poetry, because my grandma's actually, as much I don't speak about this, she's an award-winning poet, like the president.
Nice.
She's the president and everything. She got a book out here.
Shout out to Grandma.
Shout out to Graham. Shout out to Graham. I did Loud in the Bomb, and from that transitioned into rap. I was a part of this group back in the day.
Nice.
Keep them nameless, out of respect. And they helped me to kind of develop into learning how to transition poetry and rap. And from there, I've just been growing as an artist. In the last 2 months, I've been hooking up with bro.
Yeah.
Even though we didn't know each other for maybe 2 years, probably.
Also, maybe not. Now that I think about it, I was talking to my girl about this. It's been really 4 or 5.
Wow. Okay.
Low key.
Because we'll get into it, but it's been 4 or 5. Yeah,
but that's really cool though.
But to pretty much sum it up, right now I'm really taking influences from the other artists. I take influences from Michael Jackson. I really want to be an entertainer like Michael Jackson at some point in time with my conceptualism.
Yeah.
So that's kind of an underlying goal of what I'm trying to do with my music.
And that's really cool too, because Michael Jackson was one of those artists, even though he wasn't in our era, but we still latch on to that music because it's a universal sound that he created. I always was like, dang, that's crazy. How can an artist make a record or records like this to have longevity instead of doing something just for the moment and have timeless music? And I feel like that's something that's not really out here no more. So to hear that Michael Jackson inspired you to do music, I think that's a really good person to look up to, because like I said, he made timeless music. He's no longer here, but we all will continue his legacy through the music. So you looking up to him as an artist and moving like that, I think that's really amazing.
I appreciate it, bro. For real.
Who else was someone that you were coming up that you were listening to at the time? Because I know, like, you know, our parents used to play like oldies and stuff like that, so I could give you a list, but I want to know what your parents used to throw on in the car when you used to be in the car and they used to be jamming out this too as well.
It's a split.
Yeah.
So on my dad was playing a mix between, because we were living in Florida for a small period of time.
Yeah.
He's playing like the reggae. So I was hearing a lot of like Haitian and Jamaican music I probably still don't know the name of.
Nice.
Okay.
But on top of that, he's playing like the Temptations, the Artistry Brothers, Funkadelic, Parliament,
Wow.
Sly and the Family Stone, Aretha Franklin. You know, I was really getting a good baptism in music. And also my dad sung with like Chicago Mass Choir, so
Oh wow, okay. Nice.
I was getting a real good baptism in the music.
Yeah. that's really cool to hear also. What about you?
My musical influences for the most part comes from my family.
Yeah.
So I got a couple of cousins that's in crucial conflict.
Oh, okay, yeah. Shout out to the legends.
And my other cousin is Danny Boy, who was signed to Death Row.
Nice, okay.
Sung on Tupac's I Ain't Mad at
Yeah.
You. So like that's really where my like influence come from. And
That's
then
really
once
cool.
I realized like what they were doing, and I was able to see like a lot of the work that they did, and groundwork that they put in for the city, like I was just like amazed by it. Then I was like, how could I not do music?
Yeah.
So like I've been doing music since before I knew I can get paid from it.
Hey, that's really cool.
Yeah.
So speaking of like being able to have people that's already made a name from them in the city that you kind of look up to and that you've been around from your younger days, how is that inspiring to like see them move and like how they worked on their music? How did that like impact you all? But like what was it? Was it the instruments? Was it the sound of the music? Was it just how he moved when he promoted the music? Because you got different elements to it. So it's like what made you as the artist be like, wow, I love how this artist do what he do, and I kind of want to mimic that or like piggyback off that as well.
When it comes to Kanye, just the original 3 projects from hearing like Heard Him Say, it just felt like real life. Like, and like hearing him talk about like the little boy in the car, I felt like the little boy in the car he was talking about on that song. Just watching his auntie and his aunt do all these kind of things they shouldn't be doing in front of a kid, and then picking up on their bad habits, which was a real interesting perspective. I also liked how Ye used to use his soul samples, because I grew up listening to that. I'm like, oh, this is fire.
Yeah.
That's for me. I like the way that their music made people move. And react. And like that's like when I see that when I'm performing, or like when people is reacting to my music, that I get that feeling all over again, like I'm seeing it again for the first time.
So you like music that created the wave of having you feel good, move around and get you grooving and vibing out.
Yeah, facts. You know what I'm saying? And like my music is a reflection of that.
Nice. That's really dope, because like I said, nowadays you really don't have a lot of records that are like universal records. They're just for the moment. I call them records. Right. But then you could, like I said, you could throw on like a oldie song all the time and just be like, wow, like I could just always groove out to this, or just chill out to this, or vibe to this. So that's cool to hear you both talk about like being inspired by the older generation's music, and how watching older people that's been doing this for so long kind of just sink into what you all do, and then try to, I guess, take those values that they have and put that in your music and move forward.
Right. And like as a child, like I never understood like why my mom always, or my parents, or my brother, or my sister always listened to the same songs.
Yeah.
But now, like,
now it makes sense.
It makes so much sense. You know
Yeah, exactly.
Like, just the vibe, the feeling, like the aura with the that comes with the song. So I completely understand now, and I'm playing those same songs.
How do you both think, like now that you all like incorporate those values from artists that have been around doing this for so long into y'all music today, that like when you all perform a show and like new people come in, like what do you try to give off to the new people that try to pick you guys up as new artists to listen to through your shows?
When I perform, I try to leave them with a piece that I feel like is authentically me on the stage. Like I want them to. That's why I don't like to use backing tracks when I perform. I want to try to give a live performance for this. Yeah. So that you really feel like, all right, he's actually giving us this for real.
Exactly.
Me on the other hand, like I like to track my background vocals in there, because I like to party with the crowd.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm not gonna sit up here and say like I'm a rage or anything like that.
Yeah.
But like I'm that guy. I'm gonna get in the crowd. I'm gonna vibe with the crowd, and I'm gonna make them vibe with me because I know how hard I work on my music.
Yeah.
And so like I know it's presentable, and I know it's ready, and I know all they need to do is get a couple of minutes, even seconds sometimes, to see me in my glow.
Yeah.
And it's on. You know?
That's cool too, because definitely being an artist that's engaging with their crowd and not just performing on stage, I always feel like it's a bonus, because that artist, you'll make that artist experience for the first time always remember that from you all performing. Right. Definitely, even if they don't know you all and they've came to a show when they might have known another artist that was performing, that's a really cool way to like gain a new listener, because it's like they're always gonna remember like, okay, well, Heff came in the crowd, that man was lit, like, you know what I mean? He jumped through the crowd, like I didn't expect that from him. I didn't think that he would even do something like that.
I said the same.
You see what I mean?
Like,
that's
true.
We just performed in LA.
See, okay, nice.
LA, so that's what he's referring to. We both actually did. You know, we performed for the Underground Live.
Nice.
So, and I went in the crowd, like he said, like, you know what I'm saying?
So speak on like your LA show, like what was that experience, just being like from Chicago and then being like in another city and being embraced by a whole new like ear of listeners, that, you know what I mean? Like I think that's always cool, being able to go to another city. It
was crazy because it was like when we were in the show, they was like, that's the guys from Chicago.
That's cool. That's
so
cool.
Like, oh, okay, like so they
pay attention.
You know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
So and after it just made everything easier. You know, it made approaching my set easier.
Yeah.
It made interacting with the crowd easier. And then, like I said, I know how to put on a good show. And I'm going like you. It's so much drill music out here. Nobody's really having fun. So like you see me get up on stage, I'm gonna make you have fun with me.
Yeah, that's what's
like
up.
By the end of the first song, like they chant with me now. You know, so
I agree.
Like, you know, and he's seen it firsthand. So like, you know, it was a vibe.
We still love the drill music, but we're at a point in time where you gotta keep developing and keep growing out of what you're used to, y'all.
Yes.
Like the drill music will always live on and always be a staple of the pillar of the music scene here in Chicago. But in order to continue to be great and keep going, you have to keep growing and making new sounds and working with different people all over. So I think that's another important thing as well. We're gonna talk about just like
I would love to speak about that.
You could piggyback on that.
To piggyback on that, I would like to, I don't know, look up the top 50 songs.
Okay.
And they not all sound similar.
Okay.
Like I would like to have it be kind of like how it was back in the day, where you had a T.I., a Nelly, you had the, you know, you had
everyone had their own like identity, kind of.
And, you know, you could switch up your vibes. You feel me? Now it's just the same damn vibe.
It's listening to the same music is never fun. Definitely when you find like multiple artists and they all sound the same. You just think it's the same artist, but the whole time it's all different artists, but it's the same sound. So I think that's really interesting that you say as well. Definitely like transitioning from the norm of the music into something different is always a good thing, and growth as an artist. Me, I've been knowing you for over a decade, from like high school days, and obviously we all have been through like different situations or just different you know, opportunities with people and just situations. So back in like 20, I believe it's like 2011 to maybe like 2014 probably. I definitely seen you around doing a lot of stuff with Lyrical when they used to have their pop-up like ciphers and different things like that, and you were obviously in a group at that time, Ace League. I'm gonna drop the name, it's okay. And you know, how did being in a collective at that time shape your music for your identity as Montypsychs when you were in a group collective?
Well, back at that time, it was, you know, college days, so things were definitely a lot crazier. As far as the way especially how we were moving around, because, you know, some of us had cars, but not all of us. Sometimes finessing the CTA, sorry, CTA, but sometimes we finessing y'all, bro. But that era was crazy, like the Music Garage, like Reggie's, man, Schuber's. It was a whole bunch of places that was very interesting to be around at that time. But I will say being around that definitely helped me to kind of see how like the industry was moving.
Yeah.
Kind of learn like, all right, do I want to be placed on the line with this? How is this working? How is this going?
Yeah.
Also, it helped me to figure out what do I want to do with my music so that I can either create something that kind of goes with like, you know, just the time around.
Yeah, exactly.
Or do I want to create something that as I'm growing, it'll always be here?
Yeah. So like that timeless sound of the music, like we were just talking about, basically.
That's what I'm trying to aim for.
Yeah, and that's cool too, because like when I was first introduced to you, it was obviously through that group with the other talented artists that was a part of that collective as well, and just to see like the impact that you all had in the city at that time when I don't think the group situations here in the city was a thing at that time. So I think, to be honest, you all were kind of like the pillars of the group music scene here at that time too as well, because it was Ace League, you had Save Money, and then you had like OSG. A couple other OSG and like other groups like that, but you all were the ones that created the coolness of the group artist situations, which is really cool. So you all will forever have like that staple and pillar in the city for doing that. So I always commend you and all the other people, Matt and the rest of them, Dre, for always doing that, because you all deserve your flowers. Like I said, it's been over a decade. People should know that you've been a part of this music scene. I know, and I'm gonna do my best to try to use my platform to put these new cats and these new people in the industry here on game, to you being somebody that's been around that have already been doing this for so long.
I appreciate it, bro. Cause a lot of people don't know that the shows, some of them shows they was pulling up to, we was the one throwing them bitches.
Yeah, see, that's crazy. And then like you mentioned Reggie's, and the last conversation that I had with Aubrey when we were here, and I was telling him like, yeah, Reggie's was the stumping ground venue. Like if you was an artist and you got a chance to open up for somebody that was big at Reggie's, your next moves was, okay, now that I open up for this artist, I'm gonna have my own headlining show. And then it was usually after you had your own headlining show, like move on to like Metro, Shuba's, Lincoln Hall, and it was like up for you once you did that.
Now see, it's so funny like to hear that, right? It's so funny to hear that, right? Because like, and it's so funny like when we talk about our musical background. So like, as long as he's been doing music, I've been doing music as well.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? It's just that I got a chance to do a lot of stuff fast.
Yeah.
So just to piggyback on what you just said, right? So I end up signing to On the Grind Management.
Okay.
That was Jeremy. His name was Jeremy Cohen at the time. You know,
nice.
I don't know if you heard of him.
Yeah, I heard of Jeremy. Yeah.
Okay, so Jeremy had
cool.
So Jeremy had Nick Brzezinski shoot my first video ever.
The white guy with long hair, from LA, right? Good dude.
Video. Yeah. So now this is me working with Jeremy, right? I'm fresh in music. Like, you know, I'm like, cool. Jeremy just found me because I just submitted my music. He wanted to rock with me. So my first show was at Sub T.
Nice. Wow.
Then he got me in Shuba's.
Yeah.
Then he got me in Metro. Then he got me at Reggie's. You saw.
So you've been doing this as well. That shit is lit.
Sure. You know, like, but like I didn't at that time. I didn't know how to spread it out.
Yeah.
And now, like, I know what to do as far as like, you know, putting out content and how to get like what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? So it's just so funny. Like when we talk about our musical stories, like I'm doing all this, right?
Yeah.
Still making Facial Drive, right? Not knowing how big one of the scene.
Hey, man.
It's like regular, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause it's just coming so fast.
Yeah.
And I'm not knowing like people are out here grinding like to get to these places. So the one thing that I always said that I didn't want to be a part of the music scene. So I watched it from the outside in, so I knew how to maneuver. You know what I'm saying? So like a lot of people that he speak on, like I know as well, and vice versa. And like some of my friends were people from the like blog era, like Young Gifts. Like he was almost signed with ESGN. He had Sony out there. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, these are some of my friends, and like I didn't even know like I said, still, I'm just was glad that we were friends.
Yeah.
Thought about the music part
That's
of
cool.
it. So like now that I know like everything that I was doing at that time, I was like, wow, like I was literally right there in the fold of everything as well.
I love that you say that because like what I got from you saying that was basically you was the fly on the wall
Facts.
for so long, but you were
Facts.
soaking up and watching everything that was being like transpired. So whenever you felt comfortable to step into that light, you already knew how to move because you seen. I'm pretty sure you seen the good and the bad of both. So you knew what to expect and you knew what to not expect. So yeah, that's really
people like who doing well now, like 100 Flex.
Okay.
OG Steve-O.
Yeah, shout out to OG Steve-O
with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, on like shows with them at the same time.
That's cool as hell.
So like just to know like that I always was there and around. You know, I just knew now. That's why I moved the way I move now.
Yeah.
And everything makes so much sense.
Yeah, it does.
You know what I'm saying? Because I got I sat back and watched and learned how to maneuver and learn how to still be effective and build my own following without being in the in crowd. Yeah,
that's amazing. That's amazing. Like I said, I'm grateful to be able to be a new listener of your work.
For sure.
I appreciate the music that you sent to me too on Instagram to check out. I've definitely checked it out. And you, like I said, you're one of them artists that I feel like I should have known back then, but I understand and it makes sense to me now.
Right.
And I think God's timing is always the best timing, so therefore I can never go against that because we're here now.
Facts.
So
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
So that's
I
cool.
wholeheartedly agree, like for sure.
That's so cool.
And just me knowing who I am as a person, if I had the success I'm having now, then I wouldn't have known what to do with it.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
Like, I'm more mature. Like I know, like you know, my goals. Like you know, I'm righteous as a person, and I just want to keep that same. You know, because when we young, you know, sometimes we naive.
Yeah,
you know, we let bad energy around us and things like that.
And then sometimes everything sounds good in the moment, and we don't really pay attention to it until we have to face the downfall of that. So I totally get it, and I totally understand. But like I said, I'm grateful to be able to now have eyes on you as an artist from Chicago and be able to grow with your musical journey, moving on from this point till future opportunities come your way as well.
For sure.
That's really dope. Let other people know what high school you went to, by the way, if you don't mind.
Oh yeah, I went to
shout out to
prep.
Shout out to your high
class
school King.
2013.
Shout out to 2013 class at King. What about you,
man?
No, I went to John Hope.
Oh, okay, yeah.
John was no longer a school.
I remember John Hope. Sure. Shout out to John Hope. So yeah, talking about the group situation, like we had mentioned the OSG and then like the Luckies and Adam and like all of those era of artists. Like it's just so crazy to just see how like all of that formed and how it like brought all of these different sounds of artists out of the city. What do you think? What do you think a lot of artists like from that time to now wish they would have had during like their musical journey that they don't have now?
Oh, that's a good ass question.
I always ask artists that question because I love to hear what they're gonna say, and they always give me a different answer, but it adds to the list of like the complete goals that an artist should have. So that's good to hear what you gotta say about that.
I feel like I feel like what everybody wished they had from back in the day now was that community.
Okay.
Where we had different networks of people that were bringing everybody together. Yeah. Whether you knew that you were together with everybody, like it's weird. Like exactly. Me and bro were talking. Yeah. Everybody was kind of around each other.
Yeah.
And you don't kind of have that same level of
it's more like secluded now. Yeah, everyone's kind of doing their own thing or trying to just make their own sound, do numbers and stuff.
A lot of people passed away. Rest in peace, Space. Yeah. Rest in peace, Mike G.
Yeah. R.I.P. to a lot of the artists too in the city that passed away due to gun violence and a lot of other stuff in the city. Because there was a lot of people that we were around from that era till now that are no longer here, and I just have to be grateful and just be like, wow, like we're still doing our thing 10, 11 years from when we first met till now, which is crazy. because that's a long time, bro. 10, 11 years, you're still at it, trying to be a great artist, still trying to tour, still trying to be in opportunities, be on the radio and stuff like that, but you never give up. Like, you steady put in the work, whether if you're going solo or you're in a group, like, but you still have the drive and the faith and the hunger to continue to push as an artist and show people your craft from what you make is like the most coolest thing ever.
I appreciate that, bro. And
definitely.
You know, that's the. I hope that me doing what I'm doing will also inspire others to chase after their dreams as well.
Yeah.
You know, like, you don't gotta. No matter what's happening in your life, you should always try to go after your goals.
Yeah, that's real.
Right.
That's real. What was one of the shows that you were a part of that you were just like, wow, I can't even believe like this is happening right now? Because I know you've done a lot of shows at different venues. What was like a show that stood out to you that you will always remember now to be like, wow, I did that, or like I was a part of that, or I was with these artists that are big now that was a part of this?
Oh man, I remember the show we did with Superboy back when they were really busting.
Nice.
It was like right before they blew.
Nice.
As far as the city being blown.
Yeah.
And this is back when him and dang, what's his name?
Kari?
Yes, they were still cool.
Yeah, to Hurt Everybody.
Yes,
that's crazy. Shout out to Hurt Everybody.
That particular show, we had a lot of dope talent. I think, did we have Logan pop out? We had a lot.
Yeah, Logan was definitely in the mix
with that fucking show, and that shit was lit. I remember that we almost, like, the music garage was pissed at us because we was like,
it was so lit.
Yeah. People in the hallways and shit, like, you guys can't be in the hallways as artists and shit in these rooms. We're like, we sorry guys, we didn't expect all this to happen. There's people downstairs mad they couldn't get upstairs and shit. That shit was fire.
Wow, that's crazy. What do you remember? Like what year that was? How long ago that was?
That would have had to have been like 2000. We were out of high school. Yeah, that would have had to have been like 2014.
Yeah, during that time, y'all, like between the 2012 to like 2014 era, that's when like the drill and like all of that stuff was starting to change here in the city. So you had like these other artists coming up like Keith, Dirk, Reese, SD, all these people, Spenzo, and like the rest of these people. So
I mean, went to my high school.
Monty was in the mix, y'all, with all of these other Chicago artists. So this is not someone that's new to the scene here. This is someone that deserves like all the recognition that has been a part of the pillar community of talent in this city. So all of you all definitely need to go and check out the music and tap in with him. Definitely tap in with him. Speaking of music, but I believe the video you sent me, what video?
That was Magic.
So the name of the video was Magic. What inspired you to make like that video? Because I've seen your videos like before from back then, and they were cool as fuck. And then I seen like this new video, and I was like, damn, okay, like I can see the growth and the enhancement in this song.
It is actually untraditional from what I would have wanted to do.
Nice.
I followed the direction of the videographer, and I liked the result of how it came out because it was so untraditional and so simplistic and dark. It still kind of fit like that eerie vibe. So I was like, all right, I like where this is going.
Yeah, I think that's really cool that you said that too, because that's what I noticed when I watched it. I was like, damn, okay, like he tried something different, but it did what it was supposed to do. It showed justice. So whatever the videographer was telling you, he was definitely right, because that was the first thing that I noticed when I watched the video.
I agree.
Shout out to the videographer, y'all. I'll make it to you. When you were in LA, like, what was the difference between like the hospitality people out there and in Chicago?
It was like welcoming, but like to me, the music wins the room every time. Yeah, you know, the music makes it easy to network. Yeah, the music makes it easy for us to exchange contacts. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So like, I just really focus always on having like good music, and then just being a good person right after. Yeah, and once people like get up on me and see the vibes, it's like, you know, yeah, like this is a pretty cool dude. You know? So
did the weather obviously like have an impact on you creating some amazing music too out there?
No, it was actually cold.
Really?
It was actually cold.
That's crazy.
Actually cold. But I mean, like, just it was funny. Like, okay, so it was like it was warm when the sun was out.
Yeah.
Then as soon as the sun was out,
it was cold.
It was cold, like freezing. Like I had a coat on.
I'm like, that sound like Chicago.
For real.
Almost same jackets.
That's funny.
Real, right? I think I did had this jacket on. If I'm not mistaken, I think I did. But
That's
yeah,
so funny.
like that's how it was though, for sure.
Who are some artists in the city that you've seen over the years? I mean, I know that you mentioned Do or Die and different people in the city already, but like, who was the artist in the city that you was like, wow, I wish I could maybe like just grab their attention to maybe work on something with them in the future? It can be a producer, it can be an artist, or anyone that just you was just like, wow, I just like how this man like does his music or his sound. Like, who's that artist that you would want to work with in the future? Both of you all, you can piggyback off this.
For me and bro talked about this, which was funny. For me, it'd definitely be Mick Jenkins.
Okay, yeah, shout out to Mick Jenkins. Mick Jenkins, if you watching this, bro,
Right.
tap in with my boy Monty and Heff. Let's go,
bro. Like, for real, Mick, tap in with him for sure. For me, it's a producer, and the producer for me is Data King.
Okay,
You know,
shout out to Data King.
Yeah, like that's my brother for real.
Okay.
But, like we haven't done music in a long time, like in about 10 years.
Wow.
And like he's been doing this thing, and I've been doing mine, and we've recently talked about getting back in the studio.
That would be crazy.
So, like, definitely, like, and he's been doing like a lot of great things. Like last year, I think he had a song on 2K with King Louis.
Sheesh, shout out to him.
Yeah, he just did Sasha Go Hard new single.
Shout out to her too.
Yeah, he's like he one of them ones for sure.
Yeah, that would be cool. So we can expect maybe something like that in the future.
Oh, for sure.
Hey, y'all tap in, because that's gonna be crazy.
For sure.
I'm looking forward to hearing that. That's gonna be crazy. How do you think the blog era has changed? Like we were just talking about Fake Short Drive, how back in the day, that used to be something that used to be very hard to get on for artists. Like, you really had to be, I feel like, in his face for him to see you. And then now, you know, like, it's not the same way, but it just seemed like back in the day it was more harder to get recognized for different platforms to now. So how was that you knowing now that was a thing before back in the day, and how you being a part of Fake Short Drive is just like so cool now?
So I hate the fact that like I said, I didn't know how big the platform was when I was making the platform.
Shout out to Fake Short Drive.
Fake Short Drive for sure. You know, and like that, like not knowing is, I told myself I would never be. Wait, how can I say this? I would never not know again. If that makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I'm becoming a student of the game, you know, in all facets. So like from just researching like music business to music etiquette, studio etiquette, like just learning how to be a musician, you know, all the way across the board. Yeah. So we didn't know how good we had it in the blog era, like, because you can like get on this one platform and then
that's how it was.
20 more platforms posting you automatically because you just made this one.
That's usually how it was.
And like really, like the blogs were our Spotify, Apple Music, or playlists. No, the blogs were our playlists. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because like only thing that I knew is that once my song made it on Fake Sure, I knew I was gonna get a couple thousand plays. Yeah, I knew that was coming, so I was like, oh, that's less work for me to do. Stupid. So that'll be me.
It's funny because like talking about the blog era now, and like that conversation resurfaced. Now that I think about it in my head, like those were actually like the PR people that was actually doing stuff doing stuff for the labels, that was actually helping a lot of the artists in the city. But and then like now I understand why it kind of was so hard to get on these platforms, because obviously the label was probably looking for what they were looking for. Exactly. And at that time, it's like you can just go online and just, you know, go viral like that. Not like you can do now. Right. Back then it was like you had to actually put in the work. Like you had to go to the radio station, drop off your song, see who can play it on their show, You know what I mean? You have to actually be in people's face for people to know you. Yeah, for sure. That's why I said, like, I always think, like, me even being a manager, I always try to advocate for artists to step out of their comfort zone, go network, go meet different people, travel the world, work with different people from different countries, because that will put you into like a international atmosphere of just you as an artist. So then when you go and want to do a show at like Metro or like Schubert's or Lincoln Hall, and you have something like that in your EPK or have done something like that, their mind is thinking business all the time, how they can just get more people to come know about the venue or pay for tickets to see the show be successful. But if you have like a quality like that you're able to step in spaces with artists from all different types of walks of life and different cultures, you've won automatically.
That's fact.
You won and then more people will want to work with you because they would see that as like, this guy can work with everybody. There's no drama. There's no problems. Like we can throw him in the mix and it can figure it out.
Thanks. And that's real. And that's literally how it's been for us.
That's really cool. Yeah, so you just dropped a new project, right?
Yes, I did.
Tell the people what was the name of the new project.
Project is called Read the Room.
Read the Room.
It's on all streaming platforms, Please check that out. If you want to know Rain Dance.
Right. Rain Dance for sure.
Give us like what was your thought process with creating that project?
Well, before I dropped Read the Room, I dropped an album called Monarch. Also check that out.
Go check out Monarch, y'all.
But Read the Room was inspired by me getting my feelings hurt. I'm not even gonna lie. I put too much dip on my chip, and the homies was like, "No, don't do it." And I was like, "Yeah, fuck that. I'm gonna do it all in." And I shouldn't have did it.
Hey, it's okay. Those be the best tracks, bro. When you pouring your heart out. For real.
But in the midst of me deciding, like, I was drinking like a lot at that point in time. I was like, all right, I'm sad, so I'm just gonna drink. In the midst of me doing that, I was just in the crib, and I'm like, damn, I took these 2 weeks off, and I don't really know what to do at this time now.
Yeah.
So fuck it. Now I'm just gonna write. I ended up making the whole EP in like the 2 weeks.
Wow, nice.
From making the beats and everything.
Nice. So did it pull something out of like your soul to be like, you know what, this is something that I'm going through over this 2 week period that I don't know how to express it, but I can put it through music and kind of like put that out there for people to be like, oh, I deal with this too, or like I have sometimes situations like this, but like I don't know how to transmit that energy out of me to be back whole as a person. So like, was that kind of...
That's exactly what happened.
Yes.
That's why I felt like I had to release it and just drop it. I had to get this energy out so that I could like get my mind back right, so I didn't keep thinking about this.
So the importance of feeling through music, putting it out, I think that shit is just crazy to me. That shit is just awesome.
That shit real though.
But you see, by you doing that and you explaining that, there could have been probably millions of other people that was probably in that same dark energy that didn't know how to transmit out of that. So like for you being an artist and you having the skill set to like put your emotions and all that stuff on paper and then put it to a beat and then make it sound good and then put it out for people to care about it or listen to, those I always like remind the artists, like those are your personal feelings. So obviously when we put stuff out like that, you want people to receive it in a good way. And I think you should definitely always just feel good about that, because there's a lot of people that don't know how to transmit that dark energy out of them, and you were able to do it through
that's real
like songwriting. You know what I mean? Real, so that's actually a therapy gym to start doing whenever you all are feeling like,
I'm definitely,
you know what I mean?
Going forward.
That's dope. And like I dropped the EP in August. And like my EP was based off of my experience. The name of my EP is Up Late.
Up Late.
Up Late. It's out now on all streaming platforms.
Nice.
And I actually did my EP in 7 days.
Wow.
While I was on the cruise.
Jeez.
So and my EP is basically just surrounded by the islands that I visited. Like I pulled sounds from all the islands that I went to.
That's cool.
Put it in the music and really crafted my project around being on a cruise.
That's fucking epic, bro. That's epic. So you both would say like it depends on like obviously your mood first, and then it depends on your environment as well.
Yes.
So that's really cool that you all say that, because even some of my other friends that like when they go to create their album, they would go on vacation, or they would have to go tap in with nature or be by the ocean or something like that. But they would do it at a like a vacation like time frame, or like a week probably, but they will be able to create like some of the best music ever. And then sometimes you'll be like, damn, I didn't even know like you can do that. But then you could tell that it came from a place where it was like this person had to get this off their chest because it was either doing something positive to them and they wanted to share it, or it was bringing them down in a negative way, but they still wanted to remove that negative energy so their fans can kind of relate to it too, because other people could be going through the same thing as well.
That's 100%.
Yeah, that's really cool that you both like have to tap in with not just your emotional side but your spiritual side, and I would say environmental side too when you all create music, because obviously you got to have the right feeling, the right mood and everything else. So I think you all would continue creating the best music when you are in those type of situations.
I hope so. Well, I don't want to be sad. I don't want to say that. Hey, I don't want to be sad no more.
And you know what? It's okay to say that. Like, I agree with you too. I'm one of those people that like I always like to be in a celebratorial like setting. I love being around people that will take my mind off me being sad to make me just realize like I could still enjoy life and have fun and not worry about my shit can be going to shambles, but I can always tap in and be around this good energy of people that will make me feel like back rejuvenated like I am myself all the time. So that's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, that's facts too, bro. You need that.
Definitely. So what advice would you give to creators that deal with stuff like that, to overcome like those type of feelings and emotions when they feel like that?
I would say take that time and try to conceptualize it into something. Whether it doesn't always, even if you make music, it doesn't always have to be music. You can use that time to try to dive into something different. Like, say you want a blacksmith, you can try to look up how to do that.
Yeah.
Being more constructive, because at the end of the day, the sadness will pass. You just got to give it a time to. It's all about what you do in that time frame. And if you keep harshing on it, it's going to make it hard to let it go.
Mm-hmm. What do you think?
For me, keep everything simple. Like, don't overthink it. Just go with how you feel and let your emotions take over.
That's as real as it can get.
That's fact.
So just continue to just keep the faith and just continue to just keep going. That's what I would just say. Just keep going. That's all you got to do is just keep going. What do y'all like to eat? Like, what are y'all favorite food in the city? Like, I know that's random as hell, but like,
tacos.
What kind of tacos?
It don't even matter.
Shit. I'm a good burger guy. Give me a good ass burger.
Shout out to Jay with the tacos in the studio.
Tacos, but tacos is a close second though. Like,
you can never go wrong with tacos.
But I'm also a good burger guy. Like, while we was out in LA, ironically, we went to this Marathon Burger that's supposed to be like Nipsey's spot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, facts.
They had this Wagyu beef burger. We ain't know though. They fucked up bro food. We ain't know.
Damn.
But you know what? It was still good. It was still good, bro. Man, so I ordered a portobello mushroom, but I thought it was on beef.
Oh, okay.
A mushroom.
Oh no!
But it was still good. A couple of bites. I'm like, oh wait a minute. Like,
I would have seen it too. It would have been like, gee, I didn't want this damn mushroom.
I ain't finished it, but it was still. It was definitely still good for sure.
That's what's up. When you all was in LA, were you all able to like connect with a lot of industry people out there that like throw shows and do a lot of cool stuff?
Yeah.
That's what's up.
We linked up. Can I name drop here? No,
you can name drop.
You can name drop. You don't have to say the name, but you can just say the organizations.
So while we was out there, we was linking up with a certain producer that works for Empire and stuff that. We got to work with him. We got to link up with some people that own the magazine. Shout out Underground Mag. I feel like I'm missing some more things here. Oh, we linked up with this dude Danny Lowe. Cool guy.
Okay.
Yeah, he very big out west.
Nice.
Yeah,
real cool guy. West.
And we got a chance to work with the engineer and play music for the engineer. He engineered on Victory Lap.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And Revenge of the Dreamers.
Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, like it was like extremely dope. And we what else we do? Who else we meet? We met a few
That's
a few people. I feel
like we missing some stuff.
Yeah, we met the guys. They ran a producer and writers camp with Zaytoven.
Nice.
Man, it was like nonstop networking.
And that's like, always how Cali is. And I'm glad that you all got a chance to go out there and experience that. I feel like Chicago has that sometimes, but I could definitely say when I was in LA, I had more opportunities than I did.
For sure. And it's like right off the bat.
Yeah.
Like,
crazy.
And then like once again, like I was saying, like the music just helped us in every room.
Yeah.
Like, and we was letting them know like we was together, and it was our other boy Garcia, he was with us as well. And like they was like, you could almost tell they was kind of looking for some music to be bad.
Yeah.
But they was extremely happy that it wasn't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it made everything flow, conversations. You know what I'm saying? Like numbers got exchanged. Yeah. Like we really went out in LA and won.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. See, yeah, y'all already. I'm excited. Like by you using the word one, I already know. Like 2025 is about to be nuts, y'all. So y'all better definitely tap in for real. Sure. That experience is always a good experience. Going to another city and just seeing how different people embrace you. I know Chicago is rough around the edges sometime on that type of topic and situation. Because I can't lie, we do have some people here that fuck with you and tap in sometimes, but it always feel good to go to like a new stomping ground and see people embrace you for just you. You know what I mean? Facts. So that's always really cool. You being from the West Side, I wanted to ask you this: like, what do you think about some of the MCs now that are pretty big now in Chicago from the West Side, like Pivot Gang, Saba?
This is dope to see, and like I'm not from the West Side. Okay. Like I just was born over there, Okay. But I grew up on the East Side. Okay. But I still like my grandma stayed on the West Side, so I still was out there as well. Yeah. But like just to see those guys and to come with like a whole new sound. Yeah. It's amazing, and it just lets you know like you can be inspired by a certain thing. Yeah. And still. It can influence you to do your own thing your own way. Okay. And I think that's what it did for those guys for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome to be able to see like different people come from your neighborhood, from the city, and just be like, wow, you just never know like what someone is capable of doing.
Yeah, for sure.
And you being from over east, like how did like the music scene from that way like inspire your music as well? Because we got a lot of cool artists from out that way as well. Like you had Herbo from that way,
King Louis,
Bibby, Louis, Keith, like all of those people from out that way.
Chance is from Chatham.
And Chance too. Chance, definitely.
It, we never saw Chance in Chatham. Which makes sense. His dad's well connected, so he had no reason to be outside.
You was around too for. I think the jerking days. Do you remember that? Oh my god!
I was a jerker at one
point. I you know what's funny? I think that's how we officially met. Because talk to the people about that era of the music, even just from like the dancing music, from like Young Sam. Now that you got me remembering these people like the Rangers and like all these, because I still talk to these people now. So it's like. To even see them like all kind of do their different things now, and everyone's kind of like in their own zone doing their own music and definitely change their sound is crazy. From when we all used to meet up downtown at the Bean and people having like their huge dance battles, bro, it was crazy.
So ironically, at that point in time, we weren't rapping, we was just strictly like dancing and shit. So we was like heavily into the jerking shit. Yeah. And the Rangers, between them and the New Boys, we used to play them both like the most.
That's crazy. So it was one more group that made it, that did it like a jerking song. Like, I can't think of their name. It was one more group though.
I know it was Young Sam, the Rangers, Young Incredible,
The Rejects.
The Rejects, the
Cat Daddy song.
Yeah,
one of my good friends, he got a chance to go on tour with them.
That's insane.
And he shot like a couple of tour stops. Yeah, they had the Cat Daddy.
Yep.
Right, exactly. Yep, it was those guys. Yep, for sure.
How was that era of like the dancing and the music from there? Like, because a lot of people don't even know about that. Man. So like, you just have to be there to witness it, y'all.
If you know, you know.
Yeah, if you know, you know. But like, it was definitely fun. Like, you would get all of these different crews from different parts of the city that would all meet up downtown, and just everybody would like do their thing and battle and break dance and just all do all time. And then you had people that did music too, but I think the dancing influenced the music, and then the music influenced the people. So it's like Chicago was always about the music, but the dance scene here was like, I feel like what transpired the music to become bigger than what it was, because you had a lot of, like I said, the dance community. You had a lot of people that was coming from different parts of the city.
Yep.
So that was kind of a really cool niche that it was already bringing. It was people that would come from out of town too, that would just come just to be downtown for the event that they would throw, the function.
Yeah, like even like the Lyrical Lemonade guys, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Like they were coming like downtown to be a part of everything. So for sure, like the dancing, I think it works like that now. Like even dancing, like dancing is leading the music. Look at TikTok.
Yep.
You know, like you have people got hits and they only know 30 seconds of the song to dance to.
That's funny you say that too. And just think about though, like how back then, like there was so many artists and so many people that made music that influenced the dance culture that a lot of people don't even know now that was a part of that. Like a lot of people, I'm not saying a lot of people don't know these people, but the newer people that's coming up doing music will probably never even know a Young Sam or the Rangers, or like even Soulja Boy was in the mix doing stuff with a lot of exactly
DJ Unk.
Yeah, you see what I mean? Like a lot of even like DJ Mustard, like he was a part of the jerking era and all of that stuff too, before like a lot of this stuff, before these people kind of got their name doing full hip hop. Like a lot of these producers from the West Coast came up off of these different
for sure.
Walla Cam, boy.
Yeah.
Walla Cam, boy.
I remember Walla Cam too. Sure. That's crazy.
DJ
Do you remember the crew name you was in?
Nah. Yeah, but I don't want to say it.
Hey, I remember the one I used to work with. You remember the Juggernauts?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Man, that was wild. That was a good time, y'all. Between the era of 2008 to literally 2012, the jerk scene and the dance scene in Chicago was through the roof. Crazy. Like
everybody had.
Go do y'all research.
Colorful tight jeans.
Right, white tight jeans.
Every type of color,
blue, green,
everything.
With the G-Shocks.
What? For real, with the G-Shock.
People had the color head.
The Wiz Khalifa.
Yeah, you know. For sure.
But that's so cool. That's so cool that you see, like, we can reflect on that because we was a part of that, and then like to see our peers that was involved doing that type of stuff, and everybody like kind of going their separate ways but still involved doing something entertainment wise. It's just good to see how like everyone grown from that into doing whatever they're doing now, which is so cool. So dance inspired the music scene here in Chicago, y'all. If y'all didn't know that, go do your research and go definitely check out the old functions downtown at Millennium Park. You will definitely see a lot of cool stuff going on. Let people know about the latest music that you released. Let them know what inspired their music and what what audience you was trying to reach, or listeners you was trying to reach through your latest release.
So my latest release will be my single Verified.
Okay.
It's not out yet, but it's on the way. I've been started promoting it. And I'm just trying to like conquer like the world.
And you got it, bro.
I'm like I said, just trying to spread vibes with everybody and make everybody just not be afraid to dance and move again. Yeah. And it's not like a you know, an upbeat dancing or jerking dancing, but like, you know, it's okay to vibe, you know, like that's really what I want to bring back, you know, to like the music. Like, let's, you know, have a good time when we out, when we, you know, not just be so rah rah rah, you know.
And I think that's amazing, bro. Like I said, the timeless music will always be around for us to feel like that and groove to when we hear it. So it's really cool to find an artist that's trying to mimic that and bring that back, because as you see, it's effective. Facts. And it's still happening to this day, and it's still going to continue on for years and years to come from those artists. So I definitely look forward to hearing more of the new music. I know everyone out there can't wait for my boy Heff to drop some more music and some videos, so definitely tap into him. Monty, let us know about the latest project. I know you mentioned it a little bit earlier, but just tap in to like, what was some of your favorite songs on that EP that you were like, wow, I'm like excited that this is on here?
All right, so for me personally, I'd say the Baby Girl song, because I've never done a song like that. And then Rain Dance, because I feel like that's a real upbeat song that you can like move around to in different sections and places.
Okay.
And I feel like right now we entering the season of, you know, we've been planting our seeds, and we starting to try to we trying to get the water to fall so we can reap our harvest, if you feel me.
And I like I said, I'm proud of y'all to be two MCs that's been doing this for so long and still doing this, and then me having the opportunity just to give you all a space, just to, you know, talk about your music to the people that I know or people that don't know you all, the new listeners. Put people on game to know that you all have been doing this for over a decade. I think it's always good and really dope to give artists like you all y'all flowers, regardless if you're on the chance level or just the starting level. You all have been in the mix for so long. You might have not been on the forefront, but you were in the background still soaking up the knowledge and everything you knew, so now you know how to move now. And then like you've been around, like I said, you've been doing this for over a decade. Usually the longevity spark for artists usually happens over the 10 years. It don't usually happen within a year or 3. It usually take a process of it, and then like I said, God's timing is always the best timing at the right timing. So it's like, by you still doing it, you should definitely just feel good that you still have some type of fire lit in you to show that you can still be able to do all this stuff that you've been doing forever.
That's facts, bro. And I agree. Sometimes it get dark, but I don't think I'd ever stop making music, to be honest.
And that's a part of the journey. Like, we're not perfect. We're all human. You know what I mean? So sometimes we have to sit and learn about ourselves through a dark time and place. Like, I've had a dark time in my life where I had to sit through some things, but I think my message during my process was, am I going to give up? Like, that's why I mentioned the battery, because I had to make that analogy like that. Like, without the battery being charged at 100%, it can be at 99, but if you're the 1% that it still needs to twine with the 100, it's still not going to connect and, you know, combine unless it's together.
That's real.
And you're both on the same page. So I really think that's really dope that you're still out here doing your thing, bro. You can give any advice to any upcoming artists right now that's in the city, what would it be?
Tapping with AJ now.
Tap in with your boy.
Outside of, like, you know, obviously you want to make good connections. You want to stay consistent, because, you know, bro, been getting on my ass about doing that.
Yeah.
And always try to develop your craft around what you're doing, so you always grow. Don't be afraid to listen to different styles of music and figure out how you can incorporate that into what you already like.
Yeah.
For me, I just say be confident. Like, confidence, like, it kills, but it also can take you to the next level. Just believing in yourself and believing in what you want to do and what you love doing. Like, that's my biggest thing. You know, confidence creates consistency to me.
Confidence creates consistency. That should be on the shirt.
That should be on the shirt,
yeah. For real, because when you're confident in what you're doing, you're going to keep putting in that work.
Yeah.
You know, and that's how you begin to...
Yep.
That's how you that's how you begin to perfect your sound and your craft. And don't be scared to try new things. That's another thing. You know, for the majority of my career, I only did rap music.
Yeah.
You know, and just now, within like the last couple of years, like I've been sliding into other like genres of hip hop and R&B.
Yeah.
And like I said, that got me in the studio with someone from Empire. So
see,
facts.
Change up, adjust, adapt.
And then 2024 off, guys, I know this year went by so fast, which is still crazy because I'm still like, wow, I remember when it was February or January and New Year's. Now we're about to go into another New Year, ending this year off. Let the people know what they can expect from you in 2025 and then what you got going on for the new year and why they should tap in and just stay locked in with y'all.
Got a couple singles, I got like a EP series I'm gonna be doing. I don't want to give it away because it's part of like a scheme, you feel me? And eventually the album.
Okay.
And for me, my thing has been locking in with producers.
Okay.
So I got a joint project with Creative Audio coming out.
Tap in, y'all. That's gonna be lit.
I got a joint project with Peyton the Alien coming out. I got a joint project with Two Sticks coming out, and these are all finished, by the way.
Nice.
Crazy.
And I got like 2 more projects that I'm just.
I'm excited, bro. I'm excited. Like I listen to people's music. Like I'm an independent A&R, so I love finding new artists from not just Chicago, not just the U.S., out of the country, different countries.
You know what? I want to invite you to. I run a concert series as well. It's called The Vibe Check.
Let them know.
Yeah, it's called The Vibe Check. I do it every second Saturday at Urban Lux Cafe.
Nice.
Like it's a vibe. I got the 290 Mo podcast. He shoots all the acts. I got In These Streets Radio. She interviews the acts.
Okay.
My host is the sound guy sound engineer for the Bears, JTE.
Nice.
Engineer. So like it's a lot of dope, people that come through there, and it's a lot of dope artists as well.
I'm gonna definitely have to come through and check it out. I would love to do some content and just write about new artists.
And if you up for it, we can put together a show there.
I will be down. I will be down.
You can put together your own lineup of artists, and I'll just add like a couple just so I can just like make sure my crowd come as well and they'll support it.
I really appreciate that. I think that'll be really cool. See, collaboration, y'all, is definitely a thing. Like when you work together with people, you just never know what the outcome can be and who's watching. Like someone's always watching, y'all. So even if you don't think nobody's watching, someone's watching. It'll be that person that you think is not watching, be the main one watching. So just like stay up on your craft. And just continue doing what y'all doing. Like I've said, I'm excited, bro, that you're still doing your thing.
Bro.
Continue to do it. Continue to be you as an artist. Don't ever change that. Move according to your process of what you want to put out and what you want to do and what you feel like is needed for your audience and the time at the moment. Just continue to do that. YouTube, bro, continue to just soak up knowledge from a lot of the old heads, which I think is very valuable. Always be in spaces and never feel like you have the imposter syndrome. Right. Because I know I've felt like that before, and I've been in spaces where I'm like, damn, I'm really in the studio with these people, and I'm just like, why me? Right. But it's something about that they see something in you to have you around. Yeah. So it's like, look at that as a blessing that lead up to something bigger. Right. It always usually does. This segment, let everyone know where they can follow you at on Instagram and where they can find your music at, and then we'll go from there.
No, you can follow me at Montypsychs. That's MONTYPSYCHS, and you can look that up on all streaming platforms. You feel me? I'm everywhere with it.
You can follow me on everything at Heff Banks, spelled the correct way, and same. I'm on all streaming platforms as Heff Banks with the $ on the S. Heff Banks with the $ on the S, and everything will pop up.
This is episode 3 of the Music to My Ears podcast, y'all, and this is a wrap.